A new school year brings new changes to Martinsville High School.
Coming up on this edition of MHS Rewind, we'll take a look at some new rules, new teachers, and some brand new facilities.
And in sports, we'll have highlights from the football team's season-opening win, an in-depth look at one of the top runners in the state, and have highlights from the rest of the fall sports teams. Good afternoon, Martinsville. I'm Ezra Pauley.
And I'm Austin Bray. We'll have all those stories for you and more coming up next on this year's first edition of MHS Rewind.
A new year means new rules at MHS as teachers and administrators say yes to lanyards and no to cell phones. Maddox Dilley talked to the administrators about the reasons for these changes.
Go into a classroom or walk through the halls of MHS and you'll see the students wearing their blue ID lanyards and teachers wearing their red ones.
And we did that at the recommendation of our Director of Law Enforcement here in the school district. He said that's something that many schools across the state and the country are starting to do now as a way to improve school safety.
So every person that comes in our building should have some form of identification. It's a security and safety reason. It allows staff and even students to know when someone's not in the building that shouldn't be.
Duggar added that most districts around the area have been doing this for several years. Cell phones are another main target for the MHS administrators.
Cell phone policy in many ways really hasn't changed a whole lot from our past expectations. We've always expected kids to keep their phones away during class time while they're learning. So we're just kind of trying to really encourage our staff more to keep an eye out for that because we want to make sure that kids aren't distracted in classes when they should be focusing on their schoolwork.
Teachers also now have the ability to confiscate the phones, and administration is hoping that will lead to less issues in the classroom. For MHS Rewind, I'm Maddox Dilley.
MHS has 5 new teachers this year in the classroom and 1 new face in administration. Nick Tutterow spent this week getting to know them.
Carla Gildersleeve has returned to her childhood home of Martinsville to teach science.
I've always loved science. It's been my favorite major, or my favorite subject throughout all my school years, so I felt like it was going to be a good fit.
Gildersleeve is also the new swim coach. She was an All-American swimmer at IU and was a 4-year IHSAA state qualifier for Franklin.
Join the swim team, boys and girls. Everybody join. Everyone's welcome.
Paul Toller is the new assistant football coach and math teacher at Martinsville. Jennifer Schoenfeld is the new Spanish teacher. She started out wanting to be an English teacher, but loves Spanish a lot more.
First of all, I love Spanish, and I just wanted other people to see how cool Spanish was too, so I thought teaching was the best way to do that.
Amy Mikeworth is the new CHAMPS teacher for special education. She came over here from John R. Wooden.
I chose to become a teacher because I was interested in helping the younger population learn how to kind of navigate the world, not just educationally, but in other ways too.
Chelsea Narrigan was an aide at Hammonds last year, but is now a teacher there. There's also a new, but familiar face in administration. Mrs. Adams is the new assistant principal, replacing Mrs. Jackson. She used to be a teacher in the science department. For MHS Rewind, I'm Nick Tutterow.
The marching band is back outside getting ready for their first competition of the season.
The marching band puts together a performance every year. This year is Machine X, a robotic-themed show.
This is the first, I guess, sort of rigid and very almost emotionless show because, it's robots. Robots aren't very emotional.
The band hopes their show about cyborgs and robots helps them reach their goal of making it to state.
I think we're going to make it there, though. With how it's going, I think we will.
Marching band isn't just about the competition, though. It gives members a chance to bond and have some fun and keeps them coming back each year.
It's a group of people and we all know each other. It's fun. I saw it when I was in 5th or 6th grade and I was like, I want to do that. So I've been here for 5 years.
The marching band will go to their first competition on September 9th at Brownsburg.
MHS is making some big upgrades to their sports facilities, and that starts with turf, and some more turf. Nate Long takes a look.
Both the boys and girls soccer teams have started play on their new turf field. This new field has massive benefits for the soccer program, and girls soccer captain and senior Maddie Mostrip have some big thoughts for the new field for her senior year.
I'm looking forward to it. definitely a different type of game being on turf than it is grass, so it's definitely going to change the way we play, but overall I'm very excited for it.
Just 100 or so feet away from the new soccer field is a newly redone football field with all the new bells and whistles. This summer, the football field saw new turf, a brand new high-tech scoreboard, and a brand new lighting system. This was a great addition for the football team, but head football coach Brian Duggar thinks it has more of an impact on the community.
I think it's awesome. I think it's something they should be proud of. I think it's going to be great for our community. I think people are going to be excited to see these things.
But the soccer and football fields are done, and now the next two fields to get the turf are the baseball and softball fields. These fields have been torn up to start the process of putting in the drainage system, and then they'll be able to lay the turf. However, these fields have been delayed due to all the rain. But Athletic Director Kip Staggs isn't worried about the delay and is excited for the new fields.
Right now we're on schedule to have everything completed by the end of September. Now obviously weather may factor into that. Obviously when it rained there a couple weeks ago, we lost several days of production and activity on the fields. But right now I would anticipate here in the next 6 weeks or so, you're going to see baseball and softball about finished up.
There are a few other new additions, like the tennis courts getting new fencing, and all of the other sports fields are also getting new fencing as well. These new facilities are becoming a great addition to Martinsville High School. For MHS Rewind, I'm Nate Long.
The football team kicked off the season last Friday with a big comeback win. Jackson Turner has the highlights.
The Artesians had a rough start last Friday, falling behind the Bedford North Lawrence Stars 13-3. But they reacted and overcame adversity in the second half, pulling out a big win.
Hey, it feels good, but obviously we didn't play very well in the first half, so we got to clean up a lot, but I'm proud of these guys. Ironically, our motto this week, we always do a theme of the week. It was E plus R equals O. Event plus reaction equals outcome. And it was ironic that the first half we didn't play very well, so we had to react a certain way, and I thought our kids did. They came out with a fire and energy, and I'm glad they got what we got done.
Coach Brian Duggar said the difference between the teams was conditioning, and the Artesians' endurance allowed them to react and reach their desired outcome, a season-opening win.
We condition the crap out of these guys. We run the hill. We get after it. And I thought we were the more conditioned team tonight, and I think it showed in those final drives that we were able just to kind of do what we wanted. That's a really good football team, and I think they just kind of ran out of gas at the end.
The comeback wouldn't have been possible without the final game-winning drive, led by Braden Schrake. The senior carried the ball 41 times on the night for 216 yards and 2 touchdowns.
I was gassed, but I love that they kept giving me the ball and believing in me, and the result was great.
The Artesians have a new quarterback, A.J. Reynolds, who transferred from Southport last spring. The junior was 21 for 30 passing for a total of 210 yards on the night.
The first half was a little shaky, not that well, but we got it together in the second half, so that's all that matters. We got the dub.
The Artesians celebrated the 23-19 win over the Stars in front of their home crowd at Siderwitz Field. They will travel to Bloomington South tonight to battle their rivals, the Panthers. For MHS Rewind, I'm Jackson Turner.
Last Tuesday, the volleyball team started their season after a long summer of practice. Ben Selch has the story.
The Artesians took the court last Tuesday against Indian Creek for their season opening. Head coach Kelsey Patrick expects a lot of effort and a lot of hustle from this year's team.
We have done a lot of bonding over the summer, and we've got some more in the works. So just playing like a team, teamwork, communication, a lot of communication on the court.
Seniors Courtney Burnham and Lizzie Zeich have been with the team since their freshman year. Adriana Bruner and Emma Kearns are the other seniors to watch out for this season.
I'm excited to finish out their last year of high school as seniors on this team.
Coach Patrick will also be looking for contributions from several underclassmen, like Emily Martin, Chloe Jones, Aubrey Shepard, Maddie Myers, Ava Ennis, Emma Breen, Miley Jarrett, and Josie Dillman.
We're just making sure that we're getting reps and focusing on things that we can control in a game.
The team dropped their match against Indian Creek, but Coach Patrick saw some positives.
We're working on serving, working on being one of the better serving teams that we can be, and our defense was really good tonight. We've worked on defense quite a bit, serve, receive. Next one in the works is going to be working on offense and attacks.
The team will look to get the offense going and try to bounce back Tuesday when they host Greenwood. For MHS Rewind, I'm Ben Selch.
The cross-country teams were in action last Saturday at the Indian Creek Invite. Laura Barco finished 4th for the girls, and the boys finished 2nd as a team. Bo Dilley takes a closer look at the boys' top runner and one of the top runners in the state, Martin Barco.
In June, Martin Barco added a state championship to his already impressive running resume, winning the 1,600-meter run in the IHSAA State Track and Field Meet.
It's a great feeling. I think winning state gave me a lot of confidence. There's not much that can compare in the running world to winning state, so it was a big deal.
His confidence continued to grow a few weeks later after he finished 5th in the mile at the New Balance Nationals.
I think I got a little too much confidence going into cross-country season, to be honest, but that could be a good thing.
Barco is a 3-sport athlete, running track in the spring and participating in 2 other sports in the fall, cross-country and soccer. Balancing 2 sports as a high schooler is no easy task for anybody, and it's even harder if those 2 sports are during the same time.
It's a lot. It's not easy to do, but the coaches are supportive of me, and they know I do 2 sports, so I'm able to juggle it pretty well.
He was in action last Saturday in his cross-country meet at Indian Creek, taking home 1st place. And he was on the soccer field Tuesday against Shelbyville, scoring a goal in the Artesians' 5-0 win over the Bears. With such a talented runner like Barco, you'd think that he's been running for his entire life. But that's actually not the case, as he's only been running seriously for a couple of years.
Running became a big part of my life, I think, when we did so well my sophomore year. After that, I kind of knew I wanted to pursue it and see how fast I could get.
And a lot of colleges are now pursuing the senior standout to run for their school next year. Barco is actually on an official visit this week to North Carolina. For MHS Rewind, I'm Bo Dilley.
As you heard in that last package, the boys soccer team picked up a big shutout win over Shelbyville on Tuesday. In their first 3 matches of the season, they've outscored their opponents 19-1.
The boys' soccer season has only just begun, but they're looking to be as ambitious as ever.
Some of my goals for this season are to just have a winning record, and I think we have an honest shot at getting one of the best records in Martinsville soccer history this year.
Camden Wolf is one of the team captains this year, and he, along with the other seniors, intend to play a big role in mentoring the younger players on the team.
I'm trying to be a leader out here. Me and Camden, Martin, Damien, we're seniors. We're trying to lead this team, help everyone, and just make sure that we come out on top.
In addition to the seniors, there's a large underclassmen presence on the field, but the talent and energy are still very much apparent.
Realizing how much potential we could have here in a few years, and how, like I said, we're really going to be able to compete for sectionals here for the next 3 or 4 years pretty easily, and I'm just excited to see how the next few years pan out.
And it's for that reason they've started off their season 3-0, including a 5-0 win against Shelbyville on Tuesday night.
This was a good team that we played tonight. We had a lot of opportunities and we finished them. And to come away with the 5-0 win is always a good feeling.
Coach Bina says that he preaches the same 3 things to his players every day: effort, enthusiasm, and hard work. Along with this, the team as a whole values closeness and camaraderie with their fellow teammates.
Already a close team. I mean, everything from hanging out outside of soccer to being out here every day with each other, we all tend to get along pretty well. So I think as long as we stay close-knit and work together, I think we'll be good.
Between the team bonding, the practices, and the individual training, the whole team has taken this season as an opportunity to rise up to the top and be the best.
I'm hoping everybody will, put in the work on and off practice. Whether you're there or not, you need to go home, you need to run, and, just to improve yourself along with the team.
Ethan Bray and the rest of the team all certainly agree the key to a great season is his positive mindset and keeping those key values Coach Spina gives them. The boys' next game is next Tuesday at home against Wilmington South.
Girls soccer opened their season at home with a strong win against Mooresville. And as Jace Malin tells us, the girls have big expectations for the season.
Girls soccer is back this season with a new field, crushing determination, and high expectations.
My expectations are very high. We have almost all of our starters back, so we should be placing high in conference, and if we don't, then I'm not sure why. We have a lot of talent on our team. Almost all of our starters play club and play all year round, so I have very high expectations.
We pretty much are returning the whole team. 10 of 11 starters are back. We got some really good freshmen, so very high expectations on the team this year. The girls know it, they're aware of it.
Head coach Jason Dobone and team captain Maddie Moskrip also have high expectations for last season's top scorer, Eddie Berry.
She had a heck of a season last year, led the conference or tied the conference in scoring, played in the All-Star game at the end of the year, so that was a huge accomplishment. So I think last year she had 20 goals, 12 or 13 assists.
She's a very strong player. I can definitely see her playing at the college level. She's very strong with her right foot, but she also can play with her other foot, which helps out a lot, being able to turn and get around the other team's defensive line. She's a very strong player.
Dillbone is also expecting big things from last year's second leading scorer, Olivia Phillips.
Olivia's already having a great year. She scored against Mooresville, our big win to start the season. Again, Olivia had 15 goals last year, played in the All-Star game at the end of the year as well. So Olivia's got so much speed, and that with this turf, it's going to benefit her.
And Phillips and Barry both agree the new turf will play right into their team's strength, their speed.
I'm definitely used to turf, and it's fun. It's a lot faster, but I feel like we can connect more.
We are good at passing the ball around and connecting, and we have a lot of speed up top, so we can do a lot of through balls to get shots off, I'd say.
The team is 1-1-1 and is looking forward to competing at Terre Haute South on Saturday. For MHS Rewind, I'm Jay Smaley.
1, 2, 3, MHS boys tennis is back and had their first match of the season last week. Jack Reeves takes the story.
The boys tennis team is graduating few but important seniors this year. Seniors Gavin Clements and Patrick McGowan make up one of the two varsity doubles teams. Clements got the starting role after starting tennis all the way after his first half of high school. A former basketball player turned tennis player.
Gavin has brought a lot of energy to the team. He's always one that we like to go to if we need to get the team energized. He plays hard, so we're looking forward to another year with him. Glad he's here.
Transitioning from basketball to tennis, I had conditioning and endurance from basketball, so that helps a lot when you're going and playing long points, and I just jumped into it.
However, Clements' doubles partner is a seasoned veteran. McGowan has played tennis all 4 years here at MHS and expects a successful final season from him and Clements.
Hopefully we can just have a good senior season, win a lot of games, win sectionals, and just go pretty far, have a good season.
Calvin Johnson, another senior, is the lead singles player and has had tennis revitalize his high school experience.
It's really changed how I looked at high school. A lot of my friends came through tennis, and it's really good to see how the next generation of our tennis team is coming alive now, because we've probably got one of the better teams that we've had in a while. So,
although there is a lot of focus on the seniors this year, the tennis team has a very young core. McGowan and new head coach Mike Johnson have noticed the talent and hard work from the young players.
I've noticed that they've progressed pretty quickly.
The young players have done a great job so far, just listening to our older seniors, juniors, sophomores, listening to them, helping in any way they can, so they've done a great job being good listeners.
The team's next match is tomorrow at the Franklin Invite. For MHS Rewind, I'm Jack Reeves.
The 1997 girls golf team was just inducted into the Indiana Sports Hall of Fame. They won the 1997 IHSAA State Championship. Martinsville has won 11 state titles in golf. Our current girls golf team is trying to create their own legacy. Quinn Sparenbleck went to one of their matches last week and has the story.
The girls golf team tied the Woodmen last Tuesday at Foxcliff, but ended up winning because of a better fifth score.
We've had some weather that just hasn't been good. Has kind of prevented us from getting out on the course, practicing and playing. It just hurts us when we can't practice or play every day, and that showed a little bit tonight.
Aslan Haywood shot a 47, and Fallon Conway fired a 52 to lead the way for head coach Tim Dearlove.
Fallon and Aslan are probably our top two players, individuals. Fallon really strikes the ball well, and I really like the consistency that Aslan has.
Freshmen Jocelyn Mercer, Maddie Martin, and Lily Lamb rounded out the scoring for the Artesians.
We're really young, inexperienced, but we've got a lot of potential and a lot of room to grow.
And Coach Dearlove is just looking for them to get better every day.
We've had good energy, attitude, and effort so far. Just kind of improving our swings, getting better with our touch and our feel around the greens.
Dearlove says if the girls continue to work and get better at their short games, on and around the greens, he hopes they have a chance to make it to the regionals as a team. For MHS Rewind, I'm Quinn Sparenbleck.
That wraps it up for this year's first edition of the MHS Rewind Newscast. For Ezra Pauly and the rest of the MHS Rewind crew, I'm Austin Bray.
Thanks for watching. Have a great rest of your day, and always remember to enjoy the ride.
And have a great weekend, guys.